with yoga therapy. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter what problems you bring to Ashtanga, doesn't matter what limiting beliefs you bring to yoga, you start with the primary series. The primary series is there in order to basically rebalance your body, okay? From whatever imbalances are already present, okay? And it does that in an intelligent way. So it starts off with sun salutes. We do 5 sun salute A's, 5 sun salute B's. If you can't do 5 sun salute A's, you do 3. If you can't do 3, you do 2. If you can't do 2, you do 1. Okay? And the idea is that you build up day by day, week by week, up to 5 sun salute A's, 5 sun salute B's. And then, okay, the second stage of the practice is, if you flick over the page, 23, we move into these standing asanas. So these are what we're going to be working on this afternoon. So the standing sequence of poses, okay, starts off by getting you in touch with both your hips, hamstrings, and getting you grounded. Okay? So remember what I said about this practice. Okay? It starts off in samastitihi, feet grounded. Okay? So the feet are down. Now the standing sequence, the idea of the standing sequence is that it gets you into having strong foundations. So think about an oak tree, okay? In order for an oak tree to grow upwards and to blossom and to flower, and the blossoming and the flowering is the metaphor here for progress within your yoga practice and or happiness in your life, in order for that to happen, there has to be roots placed down into the earth first. That's the first thing that happens. Get yourself rooted. Okay? And so this is why the practice starts with all of the standing poses. Okay? So it says, get yourself rooted. So we do lots of standing poses where the foundations are the feet. Okay? Get yourself grounded through the feet. Now very often people come to practice or come to Ashtanga Vinyasa and they're ungrounded in so much as people who drift off fantasy worlds, or maybe they feel their emotions very strongly, okay, and they go in there, they look inside a lot, and they find it very difficult to get grounded into the physical body and into the world, okay? These are the people for whom the standing sequence are particularly beneficial. So, we do a sequence of standing poses to basically get you grounded. It makes the legs strong, it begins to open the hips, but particularly begins to lengthen the hamstrings, so that we begin to get movement around the hip sockets. Okay? Now, those poses, the standing poses, are the fundamental asanas. Okay? So it doesn't matter what series of yoga that you do, it asks you to do those poses first. Now, when they begin to be practiced on a more regular basis, we're going through these this afternoon, pose by pose, okay? Then you would do those and they might take 25, 30, 35 minutes. And from there, you move into the seated sequence.